9:20 a.m. in Las Vegas. On the line, we've got Paul Scott, a Model S Tesla owner. We were talking to Paul earlier about his experience with owning and driving a Model S. Are you with us, Paul?
Yes, I am.
Hey, welcome back, and continue on with the experience of owning a Model S.
So before the break, we were talking about driving long distances in some of the cities I visited in my Tesla. And the beauty of it is, with the supercharging network, it doesn't cost me anything to go on these trips. So I bought my car when supercharging was free. So I just pull into a station, plug my car in for 20 to 40 minutes. It's recharged and ready to go on to the next station or to my final destination, which just makes taking road trips on it fantastic.
Wow, that's amazing. Any downsides of having an electric vehicle that you could think of?
When people first get an electric car, they have range anxiety, that they worry about, am I going to be able to get to my destination? Am I going to be able to get everywhere I need to go every day? And after about a month of driving my Model S, all of those misgivings went away. I haven't had any downside to driving my Model S, and my mother drives it once in a while, and now she's convinced and she's ready to switch over to a Model X SUV.
Wow, nice. So, and we don't like to talk about the negative side of things, but I wanted to bring that up because I'm sure people out there are saying, yeah, but how, they're just not used to an electric car. Yeah, but how's it going to respond to when I want to go on a long trip or these kind of things? What's the longest trip you've been on?
Longest trip I've been on has been about 900 miles one way.
Oh, so.
And I've stopped to do that, I stopped at 4 supercharging stations along the way and grabbed breakfast, went and got something to drink, got a chance to stretch my legs. So it's really been fantastic. It creates a nice cadence to your driving so that you get a chance to rest during the drive, and when you arrive, you're not tired.
And what is the range of a Model S?
My car gets, on a 90% charge, which is what I charge daily, is 232 miles. If I do a full 100% charge for full range, I get about 260 miles. They do have some Model S's that can go as far as 300 on a single charge.
Wow, so that you can pretty much go anywhere you want. That's about 3 to 4 hours of driving, isn't
it? It is. And it's just the perfect amount of driving before you have to stop and charge and get something to drink or grab a bite to eat.
And you need to get out of your car at that point anyway.
Right.
That's good. So, and how about taking passengers with you, and what's the ride like?
The ride is very nice. It's a very smooth car. I can fit 5 adults comfortably in the Model S. You can put up to 7 people in a Model X SUV. I just got done driving a Model X for about a week, trying it out to see how much Mom would like it. And she absolutely loved it, and I really liked it too. So I think we're going to be a family of Tesla owners forever at this point.
That's great. I know the feeling. I've been driving Acuras for many, many years, well over a decade, and I'm thinking maybe my next car is going to be a Tesla.
Well, and people, because Tesla stopped giving away the free supercharging at the end of last year, but if you find an owner that has a Tesla, they can give you a referral link that gives you as a buyer $1,000 off the car and free supercharging for life.
I happen to know some people that work at Tesla. She's waving at me right now. What else would you like to tell us about owning a Tesla, and for people that are considering buying one, or that maybe even more importantly, struggling with wanting to buy one?
Well, I found before I bought my Tesla, I drove a Toyota Camry hybrid because I was already sensitive to the cost of gas at the time. Whenever gas was almost $5 a gallon here in Vegas, I traded my BMW 740 IL in for a Toyota Camry. And whenever I went to the Tesla, it was just, at the end of the day, the price wasn't a whole lot higher than my Camry was, because with my payments, the maintenance on the Camry, and the gas price, it cost about the same as my Model S did. And Tesla has certified pre-owned Model S's that are maybe a little cheaper than buying a brand new one, that give people an opportunity to get into owning an electric car and see how much they're really going to like it. And after I've driven my Tesla for a couple of months, I will never go back to a gasoline car again.
That's good. Speaking of maintenance, what's the maintenance like? What kind of things do you have to do for maintenance?
They rotate the tires once a year, and they put windshield washer fluid in it.
That's kind of burdensome, isn't it?
And that's about it. There's they estimate the brakes will last about 200,000 miles with the regenerative braking, because you don't really have to use the friction brakes that much. Something that takes a little getting used to when you first start driving an electric car is the idea of driving with one pedal. So whenever I take my foot off the accelerator, the car just starts slowing itself down and regenerating power for the batteries. And the last 10 miles an hour or so is when I actually use the brake.
Excellent. I love that idea. Well, something that's really important to me, what's the sound system like in the car?
Sound system is beautiful. I've got the premium sound system in mine. And you can turn it all the way up to 11, because apparently somebody at Tesla thinks Spinal Tap is hilarious. So there's lots of little Easter eggs hidden in the car that just make the car more fun. There's a rainbow road. If you pull the autopilot button 4 times, it puts a rainbow road on the dashboard and plays a little cowbell. So there's lots of little Easter eggs hidden inside the car just to kind of make the whole experience more fun.
And what's that autopilot like?
Autopilot is amazing. My car is a 2014, so mine's got the hardware 1.0. But whenever I get on the highway, and I've put about probably 10,000 miles on my car just on autopilot. Since I've had the car, I've put almost 40,000 miles on it in a year and a half. But over 10,000 miles, that's been on autopilot, and it's just become the default when I get on the highway. I just turn on autopilot, and I keep my hands on the wheel and monitor what the car's doing to make sure it's doing the right thing, and just sit back and enjoy the ride.
Could you actually take your hands off the wheel and let it go on its own?
You're not supposed to. You're supposed to really keep an eye on it. Occasionally, I have taken my hands off the wheel whenever I'm changing the stereo or something like that. But I do keep an eye on the road, make sure it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, because they do tell you to be alert. And if you do take your hands off the steering wheel for too long, the car will remind you, hey, put your hands back on the wheel.
Yeah, I have that feature on my Acura as well.
And it tells you to touch the wheel again. If you're going really slow in traffic, it takes it a while before it tells you. So if I'm stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic, I've turned the autopilot on and just kind of sit back and watch the other traffic around me and let it roll along and do its thing. At highway speeds, it asks more frequently, so I just leave my hand on the wheel, and it has helped me avoid an accident before. On Highway 15, a car cut across 3 lanes of traffic right in front of me, and I just didn't see him. He came across so fast, and the car picked it up and slowed down, and he passed in front of me, and I didn't even see it coming before the car braked.
That's interesting. How'd that feel to have your car kind of controlling the situation instead of you controlling the situation?
It was kind of a weird moment for me, but knowing that it was protecting me, and the car can see far more than I can, because the car can see all the way around it. I can only see where I'm looking at the moment. So knowing that it is capable enough to do that and to help me avoid an accident and to augment me as a driver to make me and my family safer is amazing.
So it's like, thank you, Hal.
Yes, exactly.
Does your car have a name?
It does. I named it Nicola.
Nicola. I wonder where you came up with that. That's great. That's great. So a silver Model S 2014. You love it to death. What's your next car?
I am going to stick with this car for quite a while. I just got it back this week from Tesla because I had some upgrades done. After I took delivery, I decided I wasn't really happy with the white textile roof interior, so I took it into Tesla, and they let me upgrade it to the black Alcantara interior at my cost. But Tesla took the car in and had it for a week and redid my interior and delivered my car back to me this weekend.
Okay, Paul. Well, thank you. We got to take a quick break, and this is Shades of Green on KDWN. We'll be right back.